What's good, y'all? It's the Wiz. It's your boy, the Wiz. I don't know if I'm about to be anybody's boy right now for what's about to happen. I don't know really what I'm about to say, but welcome to my welcome to just pure bliss. Welcome to a little bit of privacy. This is about as close as I get to just my own separate path. Should have showed you guys that one. To my own sort of just able to release a little bit. I know there will be a few people on this path, but it should almost sound like I'm on a phone call, you guys. But you should be able to hear everything I'm saying, hopefully. If not, who cares? Maybe I won't get banned. So, 2 podcasts very recently, 1509, 1508. Recently on the Rogan Experience. Not necessarily his side, more specifically the interviewee. We have Dennis, Peter Schiff, and Abigail Sheol. I do not recall the last name. Look at the numbers. But one topic of which Abigail's is one of my most profound topics, the whole trans debate, the discussion, the label, the title, transgender, and its effect on the younger generation, right, and how it may begin. Apparently, we are very accepting of the adults, making their transition and doing their thing because they know what's right for them because they're adults. And the kids, though, maybe not so much. It's a little questionable. Maybe it's got something to do with how they're raised. I don't know. That just seems to be the debate. Hi. On your left, brother. But, lo and behold, as far as this discussion goes, for those of you who know me at all, you may understand, you may understand why I view this way, but for those that don't, I can't apologize yet. I really can't until I really actually have someone with a plausible argument. And beyond the lack of definitions, beyond the lack of defining certain language and coming into an agreement on what certain words mean, there really isn't much of a needed dialogue, because, I mean, if you can't come up with a plausible vocabulary and way to communicate with each other, like how do you define the vocabulary? More specifically, like what transgender is, what sexuality. Sexuality is kind of understandable, but when we say boy, girl, and then masculine and feminine, which we don't use. We don't use enough. We don't use to describe anything. What we need to use are those two. I mean, I don't want to say my piece yet. However, essentially, I still think, as far as the debate went, it's supposed to be a long way away from the understanding of what our sexuality means to the species, to the humankind, to the Mother Earth or whatever, to the growth, the overall growth, right? If there is this balance between nature, nurture, I don't want to say cause and effect yet, but like tender aggressive, perhaps male female, is just two ends of a spectrum. The two ends of the spectrum. Male female, I don't know how I say it, but male female is defined for me. It's not that hard. It's biological, right? It's scientifically proven what a male or a female is. However, how you come about in your early years of development and decide what it is and who it is that you are supposedly, or what you are and who you are supposedly attracted to, is questionable on how you get there, right? There's a questionable way. I don't want to say too much without backing myself up, and this is not me. I'm kind of just spitballing here. Overall, hey guys, thank you. Oh, good. Overall, I know my piece, and the transition from male, female, vice versa. I am not making this right, not yet. The transition is to do that hill. Actually, it would be awesome to do that hill. Sorry you didn't see it, but it was a cool hill. The transition between male to female, quote unquote, the transgender idea, in my eyes, it's not, if you want to get really out there, and I am to throw out a wacky idea, the idea of the transgender movement, or the idea of transgender, to me, this is a real far one, guys, would be the first thought, would be the first good representation, and don't think that you have any idea how I define trans. It's the first sign of immortality. Okay, boom, alright? You're when you go from two ends of when you are on opposite ends of the spectrum and you try and get to the middle is your utopia, right? The middle is perfection. It's right, perfectly balanced. I was about to say no, it's not possible. However, that is a limiting belief on this wonderful world that we live on. How dare I? How dare I? Yes, it's very possible. In our universal lifetime, probably not, but obviously it already happens, because once you reach immortality, you probably have things like time travel and ray guns and oh god. Yeah, ray guns. See where we go with that one. But let's see, time travel, and I like to think of like you got superheroes roaming the earth. You've got your dinosaurs living in the future. I'm just totally spitballing out my ass right now, just saying random BS. Point is, I have not gotten out on this thing in a long time. It feels good. Finally feels good. I have gotten out and used it from time to time, but not consistently enough. Overall, that subject alone will be one for the future, to hear the new way of thinking about it, said by yours truly. Yeah, guys, I'm not for it. Transitioning is great. Try and finish it off with being somehow positive, but transitioning is great, immortality is great. If you are for that, then you are for that. There is no right or wrong, good or bad for me, or at least me judging you in a way, right? I don't care what's right or wrong for you until you're chopping on my wood, right? Stick to your business, stick to mine. I'd prefer that we connect and help each other out, but once again, two ends of the spectrum also are on different sides for a reason, because they're opposites. And however different opposites may be, they also build up to that perfect moment, that perfect balance, right? So, actually getting kind of lost. However, No, there's no however, I'm just continuing on. Essentially, I don't care what your beliefs are, I don't care if you think it's right or wrong, good or bad, anything. It kind of changes my own mentality about it a little bit, because I originally saw it as emotional trauma, essentially, to say it right out, say it straight up. It's nothing more than emotional trauma. But that means that there actually is no possible way for it. I mean, because it kind of is, and I'm not trying to tell you what's right or wrong. This is why I make videos, for the point of just vlogging to a piece of effing plastic, right? I already discussed this with people, with friends, with family, never-ending topics. We all want to do it. We all do it anyway, and just talk about life-altering things. But essentially, we all got to take time to ourselves as well, right? The opposite of being in public is to be in private. Right, in private. But it's a little bit different, because you gather energy in a different way, right? Ooh, it's so much better out here. How you doing? So much better out here. Don't worry if you don't agree with me on this particular message. I didn't even finish the message, to be quite honest. It is an obviously unfinished way of thought in my own brain. But one in which I still believe I may actually make some pretty big transitions in how people think and believe this thing works. Should we go down there? Down to the... Hold on. Could. Of course we can't, hang on. I'm just gonna go here for a moment, until I turn around. What was I going? Apologies. Came to the crossroads of my life. So moving on. We don't have to stop this one. If people see a longer video, they'll probably not watch it all. So if you move into Peter Schiff's topic, ooh, my legs are going. My seat's way off. It's not as tight and not as comfortable as that soft ass one. I bought a nice one on my trip to New York. Oh my goodness, I didn't have any chafing problems. Let's make this turn right here. They are really rebuilding out the parks. Can you even see the tractors? You can barely even see them, but they got like 5 bulldozers over there. They're changing it all up. Which side of the road do we ride on? Let's drive on the right. Alright, so quite frankly, I did not, politics are not my, sorry guys, this is right behind me. Politics are not my main area of focus. For me, Peter Schiff definitely enlightened me on certain definitions, on viewpoints made by the general public, how people grow and think and make decisions based off of what they're presented with in life. Nothing's ever... The best thing that I'm hearing is that, you know, obviously people invested in the idea of socialism isn't, I'm going to go ahead and go, aren't necessarily wrong or bad. They just don't, they might not know. It's not wrong to care, to love, but it doesn't work in the actual grand scheme of physical reality. I kind of have a hill, people. So, what I'm gonna do, what side of the road are we on? Wait a minute. Yeah, I am almost questioning what side of the road we ride on. I'm gonna have to kick this one up, guys. I don't have a camera mount, so bear with me. I'm not hanging on to my handlebars, hanging on to you. Ooh, nice wind. You're good, you're good. Don't make me get off the road. Go, dude. You're good. Man, it's kind, but I hate when people drive behind me. Slow. Just commit. Commit and go around. Hit me, hit me. I'm just kidding. Don't hit me, but I'm also not gonna fucking bitch or complain. Unless you're being an idiot. This would be a bad spot to go around. Yeah, we're good so far. Let me get home. We got planting vids coming up tonight. We are in the middle of July. We are looking for fall crops. Planting beans, peas, corn. Probably won't do too much corn, but sunflowers, planting quite a bit. Stay tuned. Catch you in about the next video. Love all, Live Express. Express out, Buttercup, Live Express, will